This is an insight from WellView 365, powered by freshnews.ai. Compliance-first waiting rooms are shifting from nice-to-have to safety mandate as leadership tightens oversight of patient-facing messaging. Executive summary. Waiting rooms are now being treated as part of regulated clinical infrastructure, not as optional space for marketing messages. Compliance, safety, trust, and healthcare environments are driving leaders to lock down what appears on screens and how fast it can be updated in an emergency. This shifts ownership from scattered marketing or volunteer updates to defined workflows involving compliance, risk, and clinical operations. Teams that do not adjust will carry avoidable exposure on privacy, emergency instructions, and mandated notices, while teams that treat these screens as safety tooling can tighten real-time communication and reduce confusion for both patients and staff. Today's signal. Clinical operations and patient experience teams are walking waiting areas during annual budget reviews and realizing their screens still run generic health tips, old promotions, and looping cable TV. Compliance and risk leaders are flagging these displays as gaps in support safety, compliance, emergency messaging, since they are often the only off and on channel in front of patients and families. As updated risk assessments land, executives are reclassifying waiting room screens as safety infrastructure that must carry approved current messaging, not ad hoc content. WellView 365 addresses support safety, compliance, emergency messaging needs by delivering the repeatable processes organizations need to stay aligned. Why it matters. Here are 4 takeaways. First, waiting room screens that are not governed like clinical infrastructure can expose privacy issues and miss required notices. Second, in an emergency, uncoordinated screen content slows staff who need clear, consistent directions visible to everyone. Third, treating screens as decor scatters ownership, which creates delays when compliance, legal, or safety teams need fast updates. Fourth, standardizing control of these screens reduces daily content firefighting and lets staff focus on patient care instead of AV workarounds. How it works in practice. This shows up when a new compliance policy, safety alert, or emergency code change needs to reach most waiting rooms the same day. Today, operations or front desk staff often email marketing or IT to request content swaps, dig up old files, and rely on someone to manually update each playlist or device. The process breaks when no one is clearly accountable, approvals are unclear, or different clinics run different schedules with out-of-date instructions. When teams treat waiting room screens as regulated safety infrastructure, they define content owners, approval flows, and update windows, so compliance notices, emergency messaging, and routine safety reminders can be pushed quickly and consistently across many locations. One practical adjustment. This week, assign a single operational owner for waiting room screens and document who can request and approve compliance, safety, and emergency content changes. What to do next? Here are 4 takeaways. First, audit current waiting room screen content for outdated, non-compliant, or non-safety related messaging. Second, map ownership by listing who can request, approve, and publish support safety, compliance, emergency messaging to each screen type. Third, create a simple content hierarchy that reserves priority slots for compliance, safety, and emergency messages before any optional material. Fourth, set a response time target for urgent updates to waiting room content and test it with a simulated safety or policy change. Read more at wellview365.com.